Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is gonna be a check-in of sorts. I've been kind of busy with work stuff and I've been kind of uploading inconsistently. And I kind of feel like I don't really have much that I want to talk about, so I'm just gonna check in with you guys. So what's happening this week? I think first things first, let's go into the shop and see what we got in here. There's some pretty decent stuff in here. First of all, well, the paid stuff, I don't really like the paid stuff. Like, if you want this blossom, that's okay. But I don't really like that one. Here we have this for free. I'll definitely take that. We have magicite keys. So in terms of those seem to be not that common. So definitely a good one. This pack right here is okay-ish. If you don't have a lot of these, I guess this is good, but 2000 viz is kind of a lot, so I would probably pass on that. The one interesting thing that I did see in here was the burst pop packs. This is actually really good for it being just gil, so I would definitely buy those because I feel like those are a bottleneck. Those are not boosted in the token shop, so I think it's a good idea to get these. So definitely, I would definitely get these. And it's only gil, so this deal is actually looks pretty decent. So I think if you divide this, it's 40 for every rainbow sphere, so it's about 18 rainbow spheres. I think that's pretty much the same deal that you would get with if you just bought rainbow spheres. So it seems pretty good to me, though. I'm not gonna buy it myself because I feel like I have enough of those. This is I might pass on this actually. And this, again, like one rainbow sphere. The rest of this, you can probably get that stuff from 9 steps. I feel like I don't really spend that as much as I need to, so I don't think this is that great of a deal. All right, so I think that's enough for the shop review. Let's go into the summons. And so the new thing this week is the Tetra Sylphid. So I know a lot of people are saying this is going to be a good card. And yeah, I think if you're a wind account, then this is definitely a good card. It's got some nice stats on it. The actual stats on the card. But for myself as a fire unit, this does give some bonuses for fire. But I honestly don't think it's enough for fire, so I'm just gonna skip this one. In terms of these half rate double cost, whatever they're called, VCs, I still have not pulled on one, and I kind of just got Bahamut and Anima. I think Anima is half rate just randomly, so I think I'll take my chances with Tetra Sylphid. Okay, so that's Tetra Sylphid. So the important thing this week is the Trials of Reckoning. So it's pretty like standard. I mean, the stuff we're gonna get out of it is definitely good. But it's pretty much standard. It's going to be you do your quests, you do your boss battles. That's pretty much what it's going to be. The last good handful of Trials of Reckoning, I've personally really enjoyed them. I don't know why, like, the grinding part is like whatever. I kind of just do that automatically. But doing the boss battle and figuring out like an optimal build, I think that's been a lot of fun. So I think I'm not really looking forward to this one, because I don't know if this has been happening to you guys, but it's definitely been happening to a few people, and it's happened to me on stream, and it's really annoying. Like, my phone just starts to like overheat, or I don't know what exactly is happening, and the game just slows down to a crawl. So I haven't really been able to farm overnight, and sometimes another thing that happens is just like I wake up and my phone is completely dead even though it was charging. So I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do this Trials of Reckoning this time. Yeah, I've been using up a lot of my skip tickets. I know this has its own skip tickets, but I honestly don't really know how I'm going to handle this time. Okay, so with Trials of Reckoning, we usually get this free energy. We've been getting free energy for the last few weeks, so that's good. Like, I actually enjoy getting this over the potions. I mean, it's more energy than the potions, but I feel like it's easier to just spend it when it's like energy and it's like not a potion that you're saving up. And then we're also getting this bonus energy here. So I think this is 3 times a day, so that's 600, and that's 500. So usually with this free energy, I feel like that's enough to get 1 copy of the item in Trials of Reckoning. If you just hit all the energies and just use it on Trials of Reckoning, do your daily stuff too, but then just use it on Trials of Reckoning. That's usually enough to get 1 copy of the item. So with the Trials of Reckoning too, let's go into the Mog Shop. We're also getting the ribbon is back. I think most of us that wanted this finished it, but we have another chance. Let's see how many I have. 98. I think I have 1 built, and I have 98, so maybe I'll get a 3rd one. I don't know. But this is actually really good. I feel like we haven't seen this in a while, and this item is actually pretty good for, I think, for magic users. I use mine on Elena, and it basically just helps you with AP consumption. So I think that's really good. Pair that with like Cecil's sword, which is kind of like not possible to get anymore, but I think that's a pretty good way to save AP. So we have the Tetra Sylphid. There's actually a pity on this. Again, I haven't really gone for a pity on this, but it seems like there's no like 9-step or anything like that, so you don't really get free pulls along the way. So it's gonna be like a full pity. Again, if you're wind, definitely go for it, but I myself am not gonna go for it. Okay, so another thing to take a look at here is the daily purchases. I think this is actually pretty good. It's good if you're pulling Tetra Sylphid, but for me, I would have used this on my Final Fantasy 13 and FFT VCs. However, I just finished them, so I don't necessarily need them. But this is actually pretty good considering you get the Orbs of Envisionment. And what kind of key is this? Affinity Resonance Key. You know, if you're low on those, definitely go for it. But the Orbs of Envisionment are usually a pretty good value, so I would definitely go for this if you need it. Daily purchase, and obviously if you're a paid player. So yeah, that's the daily purchases. And so let's go back to the update I didn't do last week, and that is for the flag bearer Glaciela. So first of all, I really like Glaciela as a character. She's one of my favorite characters in this game, and I believe there's actually no bad Glaciela. And honestly, I really need a wind unit, and this is actually probably the perfect wind unit that I would need. And I kind of do want to pull on this, and I was thinking of doing some YOLO pulls. However, I feel like I already used my YOLO pulling juice on the Crystal Warriors, so I am personally holding off on this. As much as I want it, as much as I want her, I think she's going to be really good. I'm going to hold off on this. But she's definitely a great unit, and I look forward to the day when I pull her. Sometimes what I like to think to do is when you don't really necessarily want to risk pulling for the unit, what I like to think to do is to just go in here to her banner, to her shop banner, and to just buying. So they actually give you 5 copies of this. So what I would do is just like pre-buy some shards for the future. When I do pull her, I'll at least have her somewhat built up. Or maybe there's going to be a paid banner where you can select her. I'll at least have her somewhat built up. So maybe I'm not going to do it now, but maybe I'll end up buying 1 or 2 of these packs. Maybe I'll actually do one of these right now, since I do have some paid viz. And actually, I checked off my stuff here, but I didn't end up buying it. I'll come back to that off video. All right, so yeah, I definitely want to pull her. I definitely want to do some YOLO pulls, but I'm gonna not end up doing any YOLO pulls. And the biggest reason for that is because Halloween is coming. And earlier today, I was watching Umber Ray's video, and it looks like the banners are actually pretty good for the JP side. Now, I know that the JP and global banners are not always the same. I think those we're sort of a little bit privileged on the global side because we're getting it like 4 months early, so I think that's part of the reason why our banners are not as good. However, now the Halloween units are like 2 or 3 years old at this point, or 2 years old. So I feel like they're gonna give us a little bit more slack, and our banners might match up a little bit more to the JP banners. So those banners are gonna be really good, and if they're as good as JP, then I will probably pull on those, considering there's a pretty good chance of getting the unit you want and another unit. So I think that's going to be pretty good. And then the wild card thing is, again, from Umbra Rays, is that we are probably getting a Halloween Lucia, and that would be amazing. Again, Lucia's a unit that I really like. Obviously, if you've been playing long enough, you know she's probably the best companion to have for your wind unit. But yeah, depending on what we get for her, I feel like that is going to be a huge temptation to pull on. So I think definitely it's going to be worth for me to hold off on pulling for Glaciela, even though I kind of really need Glaciela. I feel like wind is in a really good position right now in terms of units and VCs. So I think wind is going to be good. However, obviously ice is very strong right now too, so you know, you have to kind of put that into your decision. All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about here is my progress on my latest pulls here. So in terms of my units, I'm actually not doing even that great. I did upgrade Delita to 120. I wanted to make some videos on him. I just didn't end up doing it. I get distracted easy, guys. I think I might have actual ADHD. So I get distracted easy. I did record some stuff, but I just haven't had the time. Okay, so yeah, in terms of my units, I think I'm furthest along with Hope, my newer units. My hope with him is to actually finish him off so that I could get him to Mind Spheres and then use him to get Mind Spheres for Final Fantasy 13 characters in general. So that's kind of my strategy there. Kind of regret going for Hope, honestly. I invested medals into him, star medals, and I kind of feel like I should have just put them into Lightning, because I think I would rather just, if I'm gonna buy shards, I would rather buy Lightning shards, and I feel like I'm gonna have to end up buying Hope shards. But everyone else is pretty much 89 except for Snow. He's getting close, but Snow's definitely gonna be the slow build of the group. If I rush anybody, it'll probably be Hope or Orlando or Lightning. Those are my top three there. But I'm usually gonna wait till like the end of the event before I start doing that, because I want to gather, you know, barracks. I want to gather chocobo shards, etc. However, on the VC side of things, I did finish pretty much all the VCs, so Lightning's here is done. I think I have everything. I might have everything else on like 85. Oh, so Blades of Grass done. You know I have to finish Blades of Grass and Scion. I have to finish those. Those are pretty much have been bothering me since the beginning of the game. Alright, so I have the Snow card and the Hope card finished here. And then last but not least is Red Chocobo somewhere around here. There he is. He is done. So I'm looking forward to that light attack up and the Dark Eater. I feel like that's slightly better. Like, this is an MR card, but I think this is an MR plus card, because those in combination, those are two good things to have. I did upgrade my Red Chocobo Esper. We're getting to the point where it's just like I'm just talking about stuff that doesn't even matter. I upgraded my Chocobo Esper here. I think he's okay. He, instead of having like light attack up, he has Dark Eater up. So I think that's slightly better, because any element can use Dark Eater up instead of just light attack up. So I kind of just gave him attack up, slash attack up, a lot of slash attack up apparently, So he's pretty okay there. There's probably one other thing that I wanted to mention, but it's not coming to mind right now. I have a checklist right here, guys. I went through my entire checklist here, but I think I forgot to write down the last thing. Give myself a second to think of it, and I'm drawing a complete blank. So, alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to do an update. I kind of want to keep streaming, but you know, it's just been a lot of work stuff. I'm kind of done with that now, so maybe I will. But I've also been like having trouble focusing and been tired in ways. So yeah, it's become a little bit harder in terms of that. So I leave you with a quote here, and that quote is, "The path of the sword is one without end, and that's why it's unparalleled." That is Varush's home screen saying, but it's kind of relatable to playing a free-to-play game where it's just like never ending, and that's kind of what makes it fun. So yeah, guys, with that, I just dropped my phone. Yeah, the game's been fun, but yeah, the Trials of Reckoning, I feel like it's gonna be a fun mode to play. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.